Okay, I'm gonna talk about Andrew Yang. He's a really interesting politician, especially in my mind, and I know a lot of young people's mind, because mainly he's talking about issues that no other politician is talking about. And frankly, he's not really a politician, he's a businessman. And he's discussed the impacts of the fourth technological revolution, mainly the impacts of automation, and that we've automated away millions of manufacturing and blue collar jobs to nations like China and Thailand who can afford to pay workers less than $1 and less than 30 cents in horrible conditions. What's your opinion on the utilization of a protectionist agenda with high tariffs and tax incentives for companies to stay within the United States in order to prevent something like that to occur and prevent outsourcing of jobs?
Yeah, I tend to be against protectionism across the board. Now, let's take off the table a clear exception to that, and that is if you've got a situation of slave labor, and by that I mean literally slave labor. So you've got a country that gathers its people and chains them up and forces them to work against their will. That's a problem, right? And the problem has nothing to do with the fact with the imports in the trade. It has to do with the fact that their rights are being violated. These people. So let's take that off the table for a minute and let's talk about just here's a company that can purchase things produced in China that come more cheaply than goods that are the same goods are produced in the United States. And you could say, well, when you purchase the goods in China, you're hurting Americans because these are jobs that would have otherwise gone to Americans. Well, hang on here. There aren't necessarily jobs that might have gone to Americans. It's entirely possible the jobs wouldn't exist at all. That is, if I can, the only reason customers are buying this product from me is because I can sell it at a low price. And the only reason I can sell it at a low price is because it's being produced abroad using cheap labor. If I produced it here with $15 an hour labor, I would have to charge more and nobody would buy it. So I'm not destroying jobs. These are jobs that wouldn't exist. So that's one argument. Another argument is, okay, so you could say, well, we'll be helping the Americans by having the jobs here, but that doesn't come at zero cost. You're now harming the Chinese, and they're in a much poorer situation there, right? And you could say, well, these jobs were only paying $2 an hour, and certainly that's horrible. Okay, but the Chinese people were so these particular people we're talking about were so poor that $2 an hour is better than what they have now. And how do I know that? Because when we offered them the job, they took it. It means it gives them something better than what they had. So if you think about wanting to help people in impoverished countries, one of the best ways to help people in impoverished countries is to hire them, and that's precisely what this business was doing.
And I want to talk about a little bit on your second argument. Isn't a country's duty in the United States, for example, to help its own citizens rather than help the globe as a whole?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. A country doesn't have a duty. People have duties. And the management of the company has a duty to its shareholders and to its customers. And those people have duties to their families or whatever it is. Um, and so, yeah, I don't like that argument of the country having a duty. It's the individuals.